All right, Bulls and Bears back with another dose, folks. We have a red alert for November 1st, folks. You might have already seen this across the internet. It's a lot of influencers, a lot of people talking about this. And what it is right here, it's the benefits. If the shutdown keeps going on, these benefits are going to be lost for tens of millions of people. And it could get very dangerous for the retail workers, obviously, for the people that are supposed to stop people from taking things without paying for them. Those people are going to be in danger because there's a lot of people out there putting out videos on different platforms that they're going to take the items and nobody better stop them or they're going to get hurt, is basically what they're saying. And I would normally play some of these videos. I found tons, I found hundreds of people talking like this, but they're so angry and they're so filled with profanity. I can't even play them on this channel. I could, but then I'd have to spend like an hour going back, cutting out all those words. I don't want this channel to be a channel filled full of profanity. Right? I don't want to. It's supposed to be family friendly, and I have kids, and sometimes they watch my video. Hey, look at Dad. Blah, blah. So I don't want to have that on this channel. That's why I'm not playing these videos. But there's thousands of people out there, from what I can see, threatening that if their benefits get cut off, their food benefits, they're gonna take the food and nobody better stop them. Otherwise, whoever tries to stop them may end up getting hurt, right? So it's pretty crazy, but take a look at the headlines here real quick and we'll get into how I think you and I and a lot of people I think really need to be on our toes here. And I just want you to look at some of these headlines. A lot of you, again, have already seen them, but more importantly, just for the people that haven't seen these yet, but more importantly, we're going to talk about how you and I think we need to prepare our families, your friends, tell people about this. SNAP benefits to halt in some states amid government shutdown. I've heard reports where it's going to be all the states are going to have some degree of a pullback on these benefits. I've heard full loss of benefits in other states. Look at this here. Nearly 2 million people in Illinois set to lose these food benefits amid this shutdown here. Some states, it's not quite a million. In Oregon, 757,000. But if you could just look at those two states, 2 million in one state, almost a million in another, that should tell you that 50 states, we might have 40, 50, how many millions people? 60 million people losing these benefits. And the food banks are already preparing to run out of food because that's going to be the next go-to for a lot of people that had these food stamps. Another one here in November. For Oregon, 3.5 million people in Texas. We'll see if assistance halted if the shutdown continues, folks. So this is the warning that we've been talking about here for so long. So many people are dependent on not just debt and credit cards and borrowing money, but freebies that are meant to be a temporary hand up. A temporary hand up. But people have, for decades now, abused the system. They've abused the programs. They've made it, instead of a temporary hand up or temporary help, they've made it a lifestyle. Made it a lifestyle to just basically live off the taxpayer. And now that's coming to an end. Now there's two sides of this. There's people that are angry because on one hand, they see the government spending money, sending money all over the world. If you look at just the past few decades, we've spent trillions of dollars sending money all over the world. So you have that one hand. On one hand, people are saying, okay, you can spend money on this. Why not this, right? You're sending it over here, all these countries. Why not spend it here on the people, right? That's one view. The other view is people that are able to work and need to work, right? But then again, you have mothers of sometimes more than one kid. If they go to work, who's going to watch their kids, right? So it's a big, big problem. I'm not picking sides. I am expecting, though, there to be a lot of fallout for this. And it's going to be very interesting, but it's also going to be very dangerous. I told my wife to never, until things get more safe, to not shop at night. Don't shop by herself. Or if she does shop by herself, because I'm usually busy in the day, go in the daytime, go early in the morning, don't go at night or past sundown anyway. Because these people that are going to be hungry and starving. It's going to be a dangerous situation. You also need to watch your home, protect yourself, protect your loved ones, protect your assets. because this could be a historic and might not be a good one, right? So maybe things will open back up before the end of October. We're a little more than a week away. We'll see what happens. We've talked a lot of situations. We've talked about a lot of things that could possibly happen. One, even if they stop authorizing people to go further into debt, that would be another collapse because people are living off debt. And the food benefits is very simple, very similar to that, right? So be cautious, head on a swivel. Now, one of the things we talk a lot about here in this channel is the perception of the economy. Is it good? Is it not good? A lot of people just out and about, looking around, seeing the activity happening, seeing people at the grocery store, seeing people buy things, seeing people at the airports, on vacations, traveling, spending money. They think this is a sign that everything's fine, that there's no problems. But what they don't realize is a lot of people that get benefits in one area, they use the money that they save for other things. For example, there's people out now canceling their vacation trips because of they may not get the food for free next month in November. And I'm going to play one clip from somebody, and I couldn't find the original, but I did find a clip of somebody reacting to the person talking about this. Take a listen to this.
I had to cancel my vacation with my family.
Why?
Because where we were going to go, and they have already stopped certain things of being able to be purchased with EBT. Well, because of this, that would mean I would have to buy the majority of my family's food out of pocket. And that would dig into my money I have for fun things. So I had no other choice but to cancel the trip.
Wait, so you canceled a whole trip because you couldn't use your EBT to buy some groceries or buy some snacks?
All right, so he goes on to say, you shouldn't even be taking a trip, right? If the only reason you can afford this trip is because you're getting free food and you're getting help, then you shouldn't even be taking a trip, folks. A lot of the people that you see at the airports, traveling, on the roads, on the freeways, at the sporting events, at the stadiums, at the bars, clubs, restaurants, a lot of these people are only able to do those things because they're getting help somewhere else, right? For every dollar saved over here or for every freebie over here, they're using what money they do have over here, right? So this could be a major, major turning inflection point in the economy. And you could see some deflation. If this actually happens, if the shutdown stays, if it stays shut down, you could actually see deflation because a lot of things are being propped up by this easy money, by these assistance programs, right? And it's bigger than that. It's much bigger than that. There's, of course, the whole banking, the lending system, people living off borrowed money. And how many people also were investing with the money they saved that they didn't have to pay for this or that? Probably not too many. Probably these people that are doing that are probably not investors for the most part. Maybe a few people were out maybe buying some coins, but I doubt it. The type of people that usually live their whole life like this usually are the type of people to just spend the money as soon as they get it. The paycheck to paycheck crew. And I've been paycheck to paycheck in my life. I'm not cutting anybody down. I have family members that are paycheck to paycheck. And it's most of the country right now. So I'm not, criticizing most of the country here. I'm just saying that this is it's the American way now. It's the American way to live off debt, live off borrowed money, to need help, to need assistance. Look at all the student loans. They couldn't pay back their loans. Everybody's getting assistance in one way or another. All right, I shouldn't say everybody, but I would say most people. At one point when we had our first kid, we applied and we actually got approved for a small amount of food assistance. But it was such a small amount, it wasn't even worth it. It was like a gallon of milk and you get a box of cereal and some broccoli. I was like, it's not even worth the trip down there, and then we started doing better financially. So then we didn't qualify after that. But a lot of people are angry. A lot of people are angry. They don't want to work for their tax dollars to pay for somebody else's free lunch, right? Literally free lunch. And it's got to come to an end at some point. I mean, can we just keep going into debt as a country? 37 plus trillion now. Can we just go into debt to infinity? You had to realize that this was going to end at some point. And maybe it won't be next month. Maybe it won't be November. Maybe they'll come to an agreement that everything reopens, everything back to normal. But at some point, you got to expect something to change. You got to expect this this debt binge that we've been on for decades, over 50 years now, going all the way back to when the country first started borrowing money. All right, but take a listen to this.
Tell you guys something. This is just a reminder. Let me tell you guys something. This is just a friendly reminder. After November 1st, people hear me and hear me clear. If you work in retail of any kind, okay, not just grocery, electronics, clothes, shoes, any retail, don't you stop them people from going out that door. That company is not worth your life. They will not be at your funeral. God forbid if something was to happen to you. They not gonna send your family no money to help pay for nothing. And they not gonna send no flowers of your remembrance of the company. Okay? This is some medieval times that we're living in. Last days, call it what you want. These people who are losing their jobs, getting laid off, not being able to find work, food stamps cut, Social Security cut, everything is cut off but the rent and mortgage. Don't you put yourself in a dangerous position because your company said, stop them, stop them. No, you let them know you stop them. I'm going to slide up on out y'all way so you can go ahead and do what y'all need to do. Make it back home to y'all families safely. Don't be trying to be nobody's hero. You want to be a hero? Be a hero for your family and make sure they're able to see you another day.
Folks, she's right. I mean, do you want to risk your life for a company that really you're just a number? Maybe you're a security person. Maybe you have to look at somebody's receipt at the door. Are you going to chase these people through the parking lot? Some of them getting food for their family, maybe just getting food for themselves. Whatever the case, do you want to put your safety on the line, maybe even your life on the line to stop someone? All right. And maybe that's why we've got all these troops deployed right now. Maybe this thing has been planned for a long time and everything's just coming together right now to an inflection point. All right. But bottom line is, I just want you to be careful out there and drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this. And we'll see you in the next video. I just wanted to make at least one video like this just to kind of put that out there because some of my audience may not have seen I think what the dangers are and these people, what they're talking about. And again, there's a lot of people talking about it. I couldn't play a lot of the videos. A lot of people are threatening that they're going to go in and they're going to get their food no matter what. That's what they're threatening. So be careful out there. Even if you're not working at a store, be careful. Even if you're out shopping, even driving around. I mean, other types of crime may go up because of this as well. Because if somebody loses their car, they might want your car. You know what I'm saying? So we could be headed for some very crazy times. I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but prepare for it like always. Keep stacking. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Peace.